Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And today I'm going to talk about how you can have more self-confidence even in social situations, which tends to be the place where people feel like they have a lack of self-confidence. A lot of people now are finding themselves more sensitive, more sensitive and empathic to the attitudes and opinions of other people. And because we live in a world where a lot of people are fairly judgmental and insecure, and the combination of that with you guys being more sensitive now can lead to a lot of social anxiety. And that social anxiety is like kryptonite for your natural self-confidence. So being self-confident in a social situation is the challenge. It's like the million-dollar question right there, because it's not easy. And I wanted to make this video because in overcoming my own social anxiety, which at one time was incredibly intense and incredibly crippling, I discovered I see the whole objective of becoming more confident in a way that's different from a lot of the sources I see talking about the solutions. I see a lot of information that goes into skills and mind tricks to be almost to cultivate and grow your self-confidence. In my experience, it's a completely different ball game than that. It's the exact opposite. It's not about acquiring, learning self-confidence. It's about uncovering your innate self-confidence, which is there and has just been covered up by your own judgments of yourself and through an accumulation of impactful experiences through your life. However, in being aware of this and shifting your mindset more in alignment with, again, my opinion of this actual solution, you can become, or more importantly, just exemplify self-confidence even in social situations a lot faster than going out and trying to mentally wrap your mind around ideas that will make you self-confident. You're already confident. Were you, as a 2-month-old baby, did you feel shy? Did you feel, I know you don't remember this, but think about it. I have little kids and I've watched 3 of them go through the whole baby stage. When they look at me at that age, even up to a year old, they look at you with a purity. You could see there's no ego, there's no hesitation, there's no self-doubt, there's no lack of confidence. They look at you with complete purity is the best way I could describe it. So that perceived lack of self-confidence is something that's learned through life, and you can unlearn it. And that's the whole way to become self-confident even in a social situation. It's to become proactive and understand that the anxiety you feel in a social situation is primarily other people reflecting all of the false judgments that you place upon yourself, because resulting from this accumulation of impactful and challenging and sometimes negative experiences. However, if you learn to simply just ask yourself why you feel nervous in whatever particular situation, you can oftentimes trace it back to the real source of why that is. And in doing so, you'll realize that just because you got nervous in 3rd grade when Billy called you an idiot in front of everybody and they all laughed, doesn't mean you're an idiot. You might have a PhD and yet deep down still feel like an idiot. And in social situations, you don't draw upon your intelligence. You come off kind of clumsy and shy. But you're not actually shy, you're actually pretty smart. Just in that situation, it brings up that experience that is still with you. And until you let that go, there'll be an infinite amount of social types of setting that will trigger that in you. Again, giving the illusion that you're unconfident. So it's about owning your insecurities and discovering the source of them. And this is sort of a journey. This is what a lot of you guys are doing naturally. A lot of my viewers are spiritual awakening people. They're people who are going through an awakening, which is essentially just a rapid uncovering of all of these different issues that I sort of have been talking about. And in doing so, it's letting them go and reconfronting them and kind of taking ownership of them and becoming self-empowered along the way. You'll find yourself with less of them. You'll find yourself just quite naturally. You wouldn't have to read a book or learn anything. You just be more confident. You just beam with an aura of natural, authentic confidence that you all already possess. But it first takes, in my opinion, again, what worked for me is looking at it that way. I knew a lot of people who seemed to develop more confidence. I even had that situation where, an example is when I was in junior high, I had just come out of like elementary school. In elementary school, I had a million friends. I was like one of the popular kids. I had like a gazillion friends, a ton of friends. And then these schools split off. And a few people, me included, went to one, like junior high school, and many of these other people went to another one. And even though I had the illusion of being Mr. Confident guy around all my friends, when I went to like a new place, I realized how much of a little shy weakling I really was. And then I found another group of friends and repeated the entire experience all over again. I was popular in high school, and I thought I was confident. I walked around with like a strut in my step, but it was all bullshit. It was all subject to my circumstance, and that's what I'm saying. That's not authentic confidence. So sometimes you can have the perception of, oh, I become confident, until you're left naked and alone in a situation that again provokes those inner demons of yours. That's when you'll realize whether your confidence is authentic or not. And I'll tell you a story. I had a quite an eye-opening experience. So again, in high school, I thought I was the man. I thought I was king shit. And after high school, I developed a nasty drug addiction that I eventually sought help for in a halfway house down in Boca Raton, Florida. And this is a crazy-ass halfway house. This is not your average treatment center. There were 300 addicts from all over the country. Crazy-ass people. I'm talking nut jobs. Real serious, hardcore people. And I thought I was a tough guy, coming from like suburbia, you know? And I was like 19 years old, and they had this ritual. Whenever a new person came, and usually there was like a dozen or so every week, they had this ritual where you had to go, everyone met, all 300 of these people met around this pool. And you had to get up in front of all these people, and they would haze you and taunt you and insult you. It was like this crazy like rite of passage of entering this freaking Boca house, they called it. And these guys, to your surprise, were incredibly clever and penetrating with their insults, and it was my turn to do that. And again, up until that moment, I thought I was a tough guy. I was ready to run shit in my mind. I stood up in front of that pool, and I literally like just melted. Any shred of the illusion of my confidence was gone. And from that day forward, I walked no longer with my head so high, and I had to re-cultivate this confidence through a journey of self-discovery, in my opinion, which is the only way of doing that. It was not easy. I went for quite a while where I felt overly unconfident. In my illusion of confidence, the experience, again, was like I was kind of a confident guy, but deep down, I was the same. But as the walls crumbled, I was just left bare and barren for quite a while, for a few years, as I went in public and was just terrified to be in public. My face would turn beet red. I would sweat, you know, in a social situation. I would start stuttering. But I had that mindset of using these situations that provoked stress and anxiety in myself as clues to why they're there in the first place. And just with bold, courageous honesty, I constantly made the habit at a very young age, starting at 19, I made the habit of looking within and owning and taking responsibility for my emotions that I did not prefer. And in becoming habitual with that mindset, I've been able to overcome that in a big way. I now shoot YouTube videos willingly, and I love it. There's nothing I like more than doing this. I've given speeches. It was kind of ironic. After like almost 2 years at that halfway house, at the end of it, I gave a speech. I was like one of the guys getting, like, they gave me a coin. You get these like coins after a while. And I gave this speech, and I felt like, I don't know, I felt like a president addressing like these people. I just felt so confident, so naturally confident. But it was because I bought a course online with 3 quick, easy tips to become confident. I didn't read a couple of books by a couple of, people who I perceived to be confident and just absorb by osmosis their attitude. No, I had to uncover that within myself. And if I can do it, you can do it. So I hope that helps you guys. I know having a lack of confidence is a big burden, and it can really stop people in their tracks from being who they want to be and living the life they want to live. So hopefully my story can inspire you to, again, do everything I mentioned in the video and uncover your own true confidence. And then just by you doing that, you'll naturally affect other people and inspire others to do the same as well. So thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your love and support and comments and messages and whatnot. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.